In the last few days, France started delivering Rafale fighter jets to the UAE. As of February 2025, the French Rafale series of fighters have sold a total of more than 300 units. It has to be said that since the 2010s, the Rafale series has been among the best-selling mainstay fighters, significantly higher than the Typhoon, the F-16, etc., and even more significantly higher than China's J-10CE. A question has arisen: why has China's J-10CE been unsold in recent years? Today we will talk about this issue. First of all, let's talk about the French Rafale series of fighters. Rafale series belongs to the French early 21st century, since the development of 4.5 generations of medium-sized fighter aircraft. Currently belongs to the French Naval Aviation Air Force main fighter. The French Army is equipped with more than 270 Rafale series fighters. As of February 2025, the French Rafale series fighters sold more than 300 units. In other words, the number of Rafale fighters exported has already exceeded the total number of French Army equipment. Since the 2010s, Egypt, India, Greece, Qatar, Serbia, Croatia, the United Arab Emirates and a series of other countries have ordered different numbers of Rafale fighters from France. The UAE, for example, ordered 80 Rafale series fighters from France in one go. In recent years, the Rafale's sales have far exceeded those of the American F-16, the European Joint Typhoon series, and are significantly higher than those of China's J-10CE. So why are the Rafale series of fighter jets selling so well? Fairly and objectively, in the Rafale, Typhoon, Hawk Lion, F-16 Block 70, J-10CE fighter, France's Rafale is indeed the most comprehensive performance, able to take into account all aspects of the mission, such as air control, ground and sea strikes, and so on. For many small and medium-sized countries, they don't have enough money to equip several types of fighters at the same time, such as the American fighter family of F-15, F-16, F-35, and F-22. Many small and medium-sized countries want one type of fighter to be able to undertake all missions. Obviously, France's Rafale family of fighters is able to take on all missions at the same time. It is very good among all the 4.5 generation medium-sized fighters. Many small and medium-sized countries choose to import Rafale fighter aircraft as a big reason for this consideration. Of course, the import of weapons and equipment is not a market to buy food, but also involves the heritage of weapons and equipment, the traditional sphere of influence and so on. Each system of warplanes needs special logistics and maintenance system. This system costs very high even beyond the price of the warplanes. For many countries, in order to minimize the cost of procurement, it is necessary to use a unified system of warplanes as much as possible. For example, countries that have long used American F-5 and F-4 fighters. The new generation of fighters is still basically American F-16 or F-15 fighters, which is inevitable. If the re-establishment of the warplane security system will cost a lot of money. No coincidence. Long-term use of Mirage 3 or Mirage 2000 and other French fighter aircraft countries, but also basically will consider the import of Rafale fighter aircraft, because all belong to the French fighter aircraft system. Take the United Arab Emirates as an example. It has been using French Mirage 2000s for a long time, before importing Rafale fighters from France. It can be seen that the importation of warplanes is also to a large extent a legacy of the system. In addition, there are various considerations such as traditional spheres of influence, extension of influence and mutual balance of power. In the case of Serbia, for example, the importation of Rafale from France is indeed the most appropriate choice for the sake of balance of power. Of course, this is the result of the combination of the above factors. Compared with the Rafale, the export performance of China's J-10CE is obviously much less. The J-10CE belongs to China's foreign trade export model based on the J-10C, and also belongs to the 4.5 generation medium-sized fighters. It was publicly unveiled in 2021 and began to be exported to Pakistan in 2022, with a total of 36 exported units. As of February 2025, however, only 36 J-10CEs have been exported, although since 2024, there have been rumors of Egypt and Bangladesh inspecting J-10CE fighters. However, no import and export contracts or documents have been signed so far, and they are still in the stage of investigation and negotiation. So what are the problems with the limited export of J-10CE fighters? Personally, I see two main practical problems. First, There are too few traditional users of Chinese warplanes. Unlike the long-term high-volume exports of American and French warplanes, Chinese warplanes have had limited competitiveness for a very long time. Since the beginning of the Cold War, French Mirage 3 and Mirage 2000 and American F-5 and F-16 have been exported in large quantities, but China's warplanes obviously lack of competitiveness. Long-term J-6, J-7 warplanes mainly. After all, China's fighter aircraft gradually formed a perfect system belongs to the 2010s. So it is said that for many small and medium-sized countries, they have not been equipped with Chinese warplanes at all, and there is no information about the performance of Chinese warplanes in the end. The most important point is that many countries have already set up the guarantee and maintenance system for American, French and Russian fighters. If you import J-10CE from China, you have to re-establish the maintenance system of Chinese fighter aircraft. This expense is very big. Many countries may not be willing. In addition to the above reasons, J-10CE does have its own problems. The initial design of the J-10 series of fighters was positioned as a standard air control fighter, and did not consider too many multi-purpose combat missions. Due to the influence of the original design, the whole J-10 family has the problem of insufficient multi-purpose mounts. The J-10CE has a strong air combat capability, and belongs to the first echelon of the 4.5 generation fighters, but the multi-purpose mounting capability is obviously less than that of Rafale, Typhoon, F-16 and other fighters, which is a problem that cannot be circumvented. Some countries, even if they are willing to import J-10CE fighters, need to consider the shortcomings of the J-10CE's integrated mounting. After Pakistan imported the J-10CE from China, it highly evaluated the acceleration, vertical climb capability, hovering capability and over-the-horizon air combat capability of the J-10CE. At the same time, it also summed up the shortcomings of J-10CE in terms of poor sustained turning ability and inability to liberate the hang point. Pakistan's evaluation of the J-10CE is something that other countries need to weigh and consider repeatedly. For the J-10CE's lack of mounts, China has also made up for and upgraded its efforts. 2024 Zhuhai Air Show, China publicly displayed the J-10CE while using the wing triple mounts, the belly of the double mounts to perform the air combat, able to take off with 6 of the 2 near the mount configuration to go to war. It can be seen that the advantages and disadvantages of the J-10 series of fighters are well known to the PLA Military Research Department.